Yes, take it serious, you guys.
True.
When I found my husband, or let's say when he found me, y'all, because he hunted me down, right?
Don't believe the hype.
I had a whole list, literally for real, of things that I wanted in my next relationship. Okay, I mean everything from physical to I want him to have a good relationship with his mama, and I had a whole list, but while I made that list, yes, I did. I mean, a whole list and everything I did pray for, I was working on myself. I mean, truly understanding myself and, really understanding what I like, what I don't like. Do I really want this in a man? I don't even like this in myself, so I had that list, but alongside making that list, I was working on myself 100%. I was getting myself in order. I was getting my household in order. I was getting my money in order. I was furthering my education. I think when you met me, I was working 2 jobs, going to school, just doing it. Okay, so I was working on me. And a lot of times we have so many expectations of men and we have so many expectations of women. But I mean, what is your household looking like? What are you like as a person? What is it that you're bringing to the table? And it's so important for you to bring just as much pureness to the table as you're expecting from another individual. A lot of times you hear women say, well, I want a man with a whole lot of money. Okay, well, do you think he really want to take care of you? Pay off all of your debt, take care of your kids and everything, and don't get me wrong. I'm not saying there's that won't. All I'm saying is work on yourself and your situation. So if that man does not come along for whatever reason, you got it. You still got it because you're working on yourself. You're working on a plan to get money, right? You're working on a plan to take care of that household and just become a better person altogether.
Absolutely. When you better yourself, it's automatically a good investment.
Yes.
Regardless. So even if you did the bettering of yourself in hopes of attracting the right mate, if you didn't attract the right mate by the date that you expected to, you became a better person in that time frame. And that time frame was going to elapse regardless. So it's better that you become a better person during that time frame than to not work on yourself and then that time frame pass and that person shows up and you wasn't ready because you wasn't working on yourself. Yep. So that's important. And as it relates to us, when it was time for, well, really, truth be told, when we met going to school, we were both further in our education. Relationship was the furthest thing from my mind. We was having fun. I was going to school, and I was always independent from a standpoint of not depending on anyone or asking for money. So those things I was doing as it relates to working on myself and mindset, but I was still enjoying life, throwing parties, throwing house parties, the whole nine. But this is what I have. This is what I knew. Just like she made a list, I had a mental list of what I wanted in a queen. I had a list of things that I desired in my significant other because I knew I did aspire to be married and have a partnership, somebody that I can grow and live life with, because I didn't witness that as a child. My parents never got married. So I knew that's something I wanted and I saw the power in it in other areas. So when I recognized it in her, then I automatically start making those shifts and changes and putting myself in a better position to really take that relationship serious on the front end so that I didn't put us in a detrimental situation due to the fact that I wasn't bettering myself or bettering the ability of me to be the perfect significant other, ultimately spouse, king in her life. So once I recognized those things, I started making the changes because I knew that's what I put on my list. So you got to understand that if you got certain things you want in the queen or that you want in the queen, in the king, recognize it when you see it. And if it's certain tweaks you have to make, start making those tweaks instantly in order to make it happen. And understand what place you're going to come from. Like she said, we had a lot of oppositions or things that we were opposite in. And one of those things that, was not, it's pretty interesting, is the trust thing. She came into the relationship giving 100% trust. And as long as I didn't lose it, it was good. So she came in and gave me 100% trust, you know, and I just had to do my part and not lose that 100%, not let that 100 drop to a 90 or below. You know, I didn't want to fail. I like good grades, you know, so I didn't want to drop from an A plus. She started me off with an A plus. I didn't want to drop to an A minus, B minus, C, you know, because that wouldn't have allowed us to progress to where we are. And I was opposite. You get zero trust from me from the beginning, but you have to earn it and get it to that 100%. So we both came from two totally different angles based off our past, our mindset, things that I had experienced, things that she may have experienced, but it all worked. You know, so understand what place where you come from as it relates to your relationship. Even if you're already married, you still have to determine that if you haven't already. You can start from, you know, day one at any time. You can always push the reset button. Ask yourself, okay, do I want to give zero trust and let that person gain it 100% back, or do I want to give full trust, and as long as they don't lose it from this point, then we're good to go? So that's important. Regardless of where you come from, no way is right, no way is wrong, but both play a part, and that's what people have to understand when they're going through the relationship, that that's really what you're doing, building trust and rapport. And
keep in mind, the only reason why I was able to give him 100% trust from day one is because I have been working on myself.
Nice.
I tried it the other way around. It didn't work for me. So I said, let me switch it up since I'm making these tweaks in my life. Okay, so that's the reason why I did it that way. And I'm sure he was like, this girl is crazy, right? Think about a woman just going in, oh, I trust you 100%. And I don't even really know you like that, right? So it sounds crazy, but it worked, and here we are.
I didn't lose her trust, and she gained mine.
There you go. So it worked out perfectly. All right. Sometimes opposites attract. And it worked in our case.